A lot of different breakdowns to kind of get into this single wrist ride. Mine preferably is a spiral ride, okay? Typically, it's a lot easier when you're on top than on your feet. On top, there's only so many moves that you could do. There's legs and there's wrist, okay? So there's two type of situations that you should be good at. Either you're a leg rider or you're a wrist rider. So developing as a younger kid, my coaches were all big in single wrist, and it just so happened coming to Oklahoma State that they're real big in single wrist, so I got to develop more. So when I go on to approach my opponent in the referee's position, I want to try and make myself as high as possible on him when I cover him, okay, keeping it legal. Now, the rules in college is that you have to have your chest in between the spine, okay? But when I lay on top of him here, I want to try and put a lot of weight on top of his chest right here. Okay, hand going to the belly button. Now, a little bit different is, instead of doing a traditional lock on his elbow, I'm going to do what's called a reverse lock here. Now, the purpose of doing a reverse lock is that off the whistle, what he's trying to do is get his head and chest back and beat his elbow back. All right, so with me starting on this outside and I'm trying to beat myself underneath, it's a little bit harder. So what I could do, which is legal, and it helps me kind of cheat a little bit, I want to say, well, not cheat, but helps me beat that, get a little head start, is start in reverse, so when that whistle blows and he pulls back, I could get my hand underneath him. Okay, so it's within the rules, and it's a good way to start my ride. So now when I start, as a bottom man, you should always know that I want a lot of weight off my hand, so he could always shoot his head and chest back. So when I start on top, I want to lay my chest on him and try and put weight on top of his hands. My hand's going to his belly button, and I'm going what's called a reverse grip here. Now, if I turn to the side for you so you can see how much I'm kind of pushing in with my foot. I line up here, I get my chest on top of him, I'm reverse gripped here, and I'm kind of pushing in with my foot. So as soon as that whistle blows, I'm going to jump up off my feet and go into what's called a spiral ride. I'm going to jump up here, throw my hand underneath, catching short, shallow underneath his armpit, throw my left hand into his thigh. Okay, and when I pop up into him, I'm going to get all the way up high and hang almost my head to the other side of the body. Here. So I'm on the side. Where this leg is out. I'm not worried about my opponent grabbing my leg here because I'm twisting. Okay, my other hand is pried right on the inside of his thigh right here. All right, now I can ride him here. As my opponent's trying to come up on me, I'm able to ride him here. Now what I also do is I try and tuck my elbow tight to me. Okay, I'm not big into, and not to say this is wrong or anything, I'm just not big into grabbing a claw. A lot of people are, and that's completely fine. It's just the way that I've learned was always kind of go shallow, because what I'm always trying to do is chase after my wrist. So if you feel comfortable going here and held it up here, that's fine. I just like to go shallow, right here underneath that armpit. My head's hanging over the top. My shoulder is rolling over the top of his head into the back of his head. Or over the top of his shoulders into the back of his head, kind of to that ball of his head right here. So I'm using my shoulder to keep his head down. I'm pressuring in so that his hand's getting stuck in the mat. My other hand's prying so that I can circle him down to the mat here. Turn this way. So that weight starts on him here. My chest is on his top here. I get my hand on his belly button, reverse grip. I hop up on him here. Now, as I start to twist him, that hand gets caught on the mat. I twist him down to the mat here. Now, as you see, he twists down to the mat. His hand is right there for me to grab. And I can push forward and I can cover right here. And that's my breakdown.